TGIF, it's finally Friday. Oh, with a smile on our face and a song in our heart, here we go. End of a short work week after the long weekend. However, south of the border, the long weekend is set to begin, and locally, we are building arcs. Yes, it is. We've got a lot of precipitation, a lot of rain in our area. We're going to touch on your forecast. Get outside ASAP, see what's going on, update your watches and warnings. But at the end of the day, a weekend is waiting for you. It is finally Friday! This felt like a longer week than it had to be, didn't it? Holy cow. Look at the rains come down. We have got a significant amount of precipitation happening across southern Manitoba. We've got overland flood warning. We've got a rainfall warning. And let's just get right outside and take a look at the radar this morning. This big green blob that you see cruising our way, that is what is over top of us right now. And will continue to spin around until, well, about mid-afternoon Saturday. Again, we are expecting anywhere from 60 to 70 millimeters of rain. This developed quickly. Initially, this was thought to be hitting Winnipeg. It's kind of wandered on over to the west a little bit and is likely going to be, dropping a fair amount of rain for us over the next 36 hours or so. As always, your weather and road update brought to you by voicemanusa.com. Your first-class ride from Brandon to Winnipeg is on westmanshuttle.com. Call 204-730-2333. Oh, that 16 and 10 camera at Minnedosa's already got water on it. Everybody is soggy. It is going to be a soggy start to the weekend. Now, the forecast looks like this. Of course, rain today, rain tonight, rain tomorrow. When will we see the sunshine? Well, we're guaranteed to see some sun today on the show. I've already had a couple requests for extra beach time. You got to have it. It's just too gloomy and gray and dark, and we are not going to have that. It is not going to happen. Now, we will look outside, then we will come back to the beach bunker, and we'll enjoy beach time. I've got beach chairs set up for whoever is in chat. And if you're not in chat saying good morning, if you're not saying hi, there's no beach chair for you. Move along to your gray, gross day in Manitoba. No. we could see, I'm not going to mention the S word. I think that we're all on edge as it is. We are going to focus on the beach. We are not going to focus on the S word. You know what I'm talking about. It could get rather cold tonight, like below freezing cold. And so when we've got heavy rains mixed with cold, I don't need to lay it out for you. You can put the two things together and understand that we could be in for some worse weather. From the department of it could always be worse, right? So let's just enjoy our soaking. Let's green things up. Let's get the flowers growing. And let's look for sunshine. I wish I had better news in the sun department. We're looking about Tuesday, Wednesday next week. But, hang on. That 30-degree day I've been promising you next Wednesday is still on the menu. So we were the first to tell you that there was going to be heavy rains this weekend, and look what happened. Hey, everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about, Tyler? What are you talking about? You're a crazy man. You're crazy. Why are you so crazy? Well, it's funny because, the U.S. radars, these radars that they've got that, I rely on for our weather, especially when severe weather comes in, they're watching for missiles. They're watching for military stuff. And so it's going to be super sensitive. Somebody farts in a windstorm towards the U.S., they're going to be, oh, someone farted. Someone farted. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you see that? Was it on the radar? So it's pretty sensitive stuff. We are not quite as concerned about what's happening in the atmosphere. So our Canadian radar is love, love. Let's love the sun. Let's love the rain. Let's love everybody. While the Americans are waiting for something to fall from the sky that might not be rain. And so their radars are super sensitive. And that's why we're going to pick this stuff up. So anyway, we're going to keep an eye on that, and we're going to hope for some sunshine Wednesday. And again, 30 degrees. Count on it. It's coming next week. And we'll refer back to this saying, remember when we suffered through those gray days, and it's going to be a rainy, cloudy kind of weekend. Now, we'll take a look at some of the indoor activities we've got for the weekend. Some of it is outdoors. That's regrettable. However, we can still support these things. We can still get out, get some ribs this weekend. Rib Fest is over at the Riverbank Discovery Center locally. Ribs in the car taste just as good as they would if you were outside in the rain. Yes, in fact, having the rain gets rid of the barbecue sauce on your face and your fingers after you've had your ribs. Could be rather helpful. Let's take a look at our air temperature map this morning, and this is how things are shaping up across the continent. Super warm in the southeast. There's some real big concern down there about hurricanes. Some of the water temperature down there, like warmer than a bathtub. It's pretty intense. You can see all that red down there. It is, it's very, very warm down there. However, for us, not quite so warm, but not the coldest. Nope, out in the Rockies and northern Ontario is the coldest part of the continent this morning as we say good morning and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to the Sun Seekers. Happy Friday to you. Hope you had a great week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It was a short week. We had our long weekend. And then we had our 4-day weekend. Then we had a return to spring-like conditions. We will not say the W word. We will not say the S word. A return. It is technically still spring. However, yesterday was the last day of school for our friends in North Dakota, and there was some debate happening online on whether or not we should extend our summer break on this side of the border. And we'll get to that later on in the show. Also coming up on the show, an Ontario mom denied boarding. She had to wave to her family from the gate, through the window, as the plane pulled away from the gate. They were headed to Europe, and she was waving to her family. She was denied boarding because of a ticket mistake, and we'll take a look at that this morning. Also, the top Memorial Day destination south of the border, if you are interested in where people are going to be traveling this weekend, it is going to be a massive day for travel stateside. And this is probably the bit of information I'm looking forward to the most. The absolute best way to cook hot dogs. Now, we know barbecued hot dogs are one of the greatest foods known to man. But there are other ways. And there are 8 the 8 ways to cook a hot dog. And you know what? We probably won't be outside in the rain barbecuing these hot dogs today. So it's going to be worth sticking around for. The absolute best ways to cook a hot dog. Also, bartenders are sharing the way they absolutely hate customers behave. This is beyond acting up and punching the person next to you or being a bit of a jerk. This is much bigger than that. We'll talk about that. And in light of all that turbulence, or the turbulent story that came out of the Singapore-London flight, we're going to take a look at the top 10 most turbulent routes on the planet. These are known for being a rough ride if you're up at 40,000 feet, and we'll take a look at that. Those routes, because, you just want to brace yourself. You're going to want to make sure that you've got your seatbelt on when you are on any of those flights. We'll take a look at that coming up a little bit later. First, let's say good morning to our folks in chat. We got Tasha, Road Reverend, and Karen Enns, our beach towel, beach chair reservists. Yes, Tasha, Road Reverend, Karen Enns, early this morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Lindy is here too. Cheryl is here. Good morning, Cheryl. Everyone on Twitch so far. Quentin is here on Twitch as well. Janine Fleury-Urbanovich is here too on Facebook. Yikes. Good morning, Janine. Happy Soggy Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Megan is here on Facebook. Good morning, Megan. TGIF. Cindy says, gonna need some extra beach time with all this gloomy weather. You ask, and we will deliver. More beach time is on the way. Zumba Bernice says, soggy cold morning. Ugh, happy Friday. Yes, it's the weekend. Oh, we will have extra beach time. Jody Kaslik is here. Good morning. Have a great weekend. She is joining us on Facebook. Scooter is here on TikTok again. And Ronald is here on TikTok too. Happy Friday to you, Ronald. Thanks for being here on TikTok. KDD4380 is here on Twitch. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Lindy Lux, of course. Nick Adams is here on Facebook. Happy Friday. Debbie Kynock is here on Facebook. Good to see you, Debbie, as always. Good morning and happy Friday. Nick says, Milli Vanilli told you to blame it on the rain, but if you blame it on the rain, tell me what can be gained. These are the important questions that need to be asked. Blame it on the rain. Yeah. It's funny how they got in big trouble for lip syncing, and now everybody's doing it. Mavis Inkster, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mavis. I hope you're staying warm and dry. Mavis joining us on Facebook this morning. Good to see you. Welcome. Uncle Bo, holy cow. Uncle Bo, it is good to see you on Twitch. Uncle Bo in the house. Nick says he's surprised some Americans don't think rain is a terrorist attack. Well, careful. Good morning, SK, likely from Saskatchewan on TikTok. Good morning. Nice to see you. Clint is here on Twitch. Good to see you this morning, Clint. Nick says beach towels may not be the best idea today with all that rain falling. Well, I live in an alternate universe, Nick. In my universe, it never rains. We're always on the beach. We're always waiting for the sunshine. You can see it in your mind now. The sun is going to come out. It is going to be beautiful. And we always need beach chairs. We got to reserve them. Got to make sure that they're ready to go. And so, you know what? I'm not taking part in this reality. Chris Goodspeed on TikTok. Good morning, Chris. I am not taking part in this reality. I'm living in my own reality of sunshine and warm waves and hot sand. I think it's a better reality. I do. Nick says it's actually a Bare Naked Lady song lyric. All right. For a few minutes, damn rain, Uncle Bo says. Well, good to see you regardless, Uncle Bo. Ryan Marcus is here too this morning on Twitch. Good morning, Ryan. It's good to see you. Welcome aboard. Welcome one, welcome all. Again, we are on all channels for the first hour of the show. We'll be on Facebook, YouTube, X, and pretty much everywhere until hour 2. Then we move exclusively over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show for hour 2 of the show. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. We'll update your weather and roads, of course, every 30 minutes through the show. And for the next, what is that, like 90 minutes, 100 minutes or so. So appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do yesterday's good thing. And this is what we do. Targeted Guy. Good morning. Ahmad. Good morning as well on TikTok. Yes, good to see you. Thank you. So yesterday's good thing. What we want you to do is pull on a memory from yesterday. Could be big, could be small. Hi, Lucia. Could be big, could be small. We just want you to type in GT and then a dash and then let her rip. Tell us something awesome. And guys, we need it today. It's heavy lifting today. It's the end of the week. We're seeing the finish line here, and it is a soggy one. It's a rainy one, and we need some help getting over that finish line with something good, something small. Oh, we're trudging along. This is like pandemic bad. I mean, the economic news was not good this week. The weather was not good this week. We need something good to get us over the finish line, and we need your help. So GT dash, give us something good, and we'll let her rip, okay? Let's do it. Cheryl says, GT, something good from yesterday. Someone at the coffee shop had a birthday and paid for everybody's coffee. That is awesome. That's just like the old bar trick, hey? Round for everybody at the bar, round on me, except at the coffee shop, which would be a lot cheaper. If you're thinking, a $2 or $3 coffee versus a $9 or $10 beer. And those coffee shops can be smaller than the bar. So that is great, Cheryl. The benefactor of some free treats yesterday, Cheryl was. Congratulations, Cheryl. Well done. Thanks for sharing that. Yesterday's good thing. Road Reverend says GT McJesus wins it 32 seconds into double overtime. Yes, McJesus, he's meaning McDavid. And yes, Canada's team, the Edmonton Oilers, winning in a 2 overtime period last night, 3-2. And I saw last night that even people in Calgary are cheering for the Oilers. You know that hell has frozen over when people in Calgary are wearing orange and blue. This is how desperate Canada is for Stanley Cup. There are now people that are in management positions in companies and businesses that were not alive the last time Canada won the Cup. It's getting serious. I've always said that Canada is the Dominican Republic of hockey, but now the point has been more than proven. And by that, I mean in the Dominican Republic, they produce more baseball players, that country, than any other country on the planet. And Canada is the Dominican Republic of hockey. We produce a ton of hockey players, but the Dominican Republic never wins a World Series. They could probably even have a few baseball teams stocked with Dominican Republic players, but it just is not to be. But they'll be on the teams, and that's like here. Last year, it was Vegas that won the Stanley Cup, and we had a lot of local players. We even had a local former owner of our junior team was part of the management team in Vegas, which is terribly exciting. It was so awesome. And then they brought the Stanley Cup to our town. It was so great. So much fun. The whole province, the whole area was vibrating. Even Nick Adams was there. Remember that, Nick? Oh, Nick was the man on the scene. Yeah, it was good. So, Nick says, GT, 4 glorious weeks until I'm on holiday. Oh, well, okay. We'll accept that. We're in a desperate state this morning for good things. Cindy says, GT, you know mine. I was at Kuiper's yesterday, loving them sausage rolls. Everybody loves the sausage rolls. The sausage rolls are kind of off the charts, aren't they, Cindy? Thanks for sharing that, by the way. Got a lot of reaction, a lot of people excited about your joy yesterday. And yes, that was a good thing. And thank you for sending those pictures our way. Ryan Jenkins is here on TikTok. Good morning, Ryan. Tasha says, GT, yesterday ending my courses an hour earlier. I'm done on Tuesday, May the 28th. Oh, that's exciting. That's awesome. And, Debbie Kynock weighs in with her GT. Got the lawn mowed before the rain. I saw my neighbors out doing the same thing. Zipping around, getting the lawn all mowed up before the big rain showers settled in, figuring that they would get a jump on it. I don't know. I like it nice and thick and long. I don't mind thick grass. In fact, I think it kind of gets a little bit healthier. But, I guess there's varying opinions on the grass, and there's the great grass debate. But, Debbie, I'm glad that you got that done. And That is awesome. Nick, I did think of you this morning as we were getting ready for the show because, yes, Red Lobster is in the news again this morning. And Nick called it at the start of the week when they declared bankruptcy on Monday. He says, you know what, we're going to be talking about this all week long. And I'm like, I don't know. This should blow over quickly. I'm thinking, no, Nick was right. More Red Lobster stuff coming up. Probably saw it in the ticker already that the bankruptcy proceedings are coming to Canada. They have filed in, or will be filing in an Ontario court later today. They filed in Florida, south of the border, and it'll be in Ontario today. But there is a plan to keep as many stores open as they can, and that's the update I've got for you, and that's later on in the show. So it's not a death blow. It just is it's a serious setback. Some stores will close. Some stores in Canada will close. But I find it hard to believe that a store like ours in Manitoba, because we're in the middle of nowhere, right? We're in the middle of the bald-ass prairie, as we call it. We are the furthest away from the ocean. So setting up a fish place, you know, it's like selling ice water to people walking through a desert, really. So I find it hard to believe that our Red Lobster would close. But anyway, we're going to have more on that coming up. Zumba Bernice has got a GT. Had the pickleball courts to ourselves yesterday. That is fantastic. That is something I think I'd like to try. Now, as you know, I'm not very ambitious, not very athletic, but these pickleball courts are showing up everywhere. It's the fastest growing amateur sport in the world right now is pickleball. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like tennis and ping pong had a baby. It's kind of like that. Anyway, that good for you. That is great that you had the court all to yourself. And hopefully you won. Karen says, GT, hubby grilled steak, little potatoes and veggies for supper. Oh, so good. Oh, you got to love the grill. And I'm glad that you got some grilling in before the rain hit. And grilling hot dogs, the absolute best way to do them. But I was rather surprised when I saw this list of the best way to cook hot dogs. And if you're a fan of hot dogs, and you might want to sneak in some hot dogs this weekend, but it's so soggy to be outside at the barbecue. You're going to want to stick around. This is good stuff. That is coming up in the next little bit. Speaking of good stuff, though, Alternative Choice Garden Center has got fresh vegetables for you. And they have got it's a subscription program with Alternative Choice Garden Center, the Vegetable Box Subscriptions. It is out for another season. Have a box of fresh garden veggies grown in their backyard delivered right to your door. So if you're like Karen and you're at the grill and you're throwing down some veggies on the grill, make them some fresh veggies from Alternative Choice Garden Center. Have a box of fresh garden veggies grown in their backyard delivered right to your door, work or home, in Brandon every week. Limited spots are available. 6-week commitment is asked, and they will be offering a pickup option this summer, too. Go to alternativegroup.ca for more, or give them a follow on their social media channels, again on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Alternative Choice Garden Center. Skydancer Casino open 7 days a week and 24 hours, Thursday through Saturday, just 88 minutes from Brandon in Belcourt, North Dakota. And if the kids haven't spent some time in a trampoline park in a while, well, get ready for it, because it's going to be opening in just a few days right next to the Turtle Island Adventure Park. The Skydancer Stampede rolls into town July 13th and 14th. Nelly is coming this August. Hunter Hayes is going to be performing in November. And, of course, the water park is an absolutely fantastic attraction. You can book your hotel stay online at skydancercasino.com. Great new website that they just launched about 6 weeks ago at skydancercasino.com. The sky is a limit. They're also on social media at Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And our friends at Auto Fashion, speaking of new websites, they've got a fancy-dancy new website, too, at autofashion.ca. And they will make sure that, your car is not just clean. It is super clean. It is fine auto finishing. And they aren't just a detailing place. They are an auto protection place. That means that for people who have invested a lot of money in their car, or you've got a car that you've had a long time that's in pristine condition, and let's face it, people are not buying new vehicles as much as they used to. They're taking care of what they've got. You're going to want to see your friends at Auto Fashion, because they're going to help you make sure that you maintain that beautiful Autobate. And if you've ever got hail damage, residents of Saskatchewan, SGI accredited, they're MPI accredited too. Auto Fashion, 255 17th Street North behind Lee's Buffet next to the car wash. Polar Bear's here. Hey, Polar Bear, good morning. Good to see you, pal. So an Ontario mother had to wave goodbye to her family as she got on board the airplane. This is another one of those sad stories done through Expedia. And she had to pay for a $3,000 ticket to catch up with them. Why would something like this happen?
I had to leave Francesca behind to fend for herself.
The Descenza family of Bolton were eventually reunited in France, but their March vacation did not get off to a good start. Adamo and Francesca purchased tickets for themselves and their children using Expedia, but during the process, a mistake was made.
My passport was in my maiden name, and my itinerary was booked in my married name.
Uh-oh, we've got ourselves an old-fashioned name discrepancy. Boys and girls, you know what that means. That means we are in some trouble and she's going to be denied boarding, right? Oh, those travel documents, they have got to be matching.
The couple say at the time of the booking, the agent used the name on Francesca's credit card. They say they were told their passports were not needed at that time.
When we asked the agent at the time of booking if we required our passports, we were told no.
What?
And that we would add that information at the airport.
But when the family arrived at Pearson Airport, Francesca's name on the ticket did not match her passport. At first, they were told it would be an easy fix, but it wasn't, and she was not allowed on the plane.
It was a little bit devastating to be kind of ripped apart at that point.
I can't imagine you're waving goodbye to your families. They're going on the vacation you're behind.
Ticket the next day at her own expense for $2,800. The family feels Expedia should cover that cost.
The fact that I couldn't get on the plane was their fault for not making sure my ticket was booked appropriately and properly.
CTV News reached out to Expedia, and a spokesperson said the name included in the reservation was one that was provided by the traveler over the phone. We had every intention of providing assistance. However, we could not make changes as the flight had already been marked as a no-show by the airline partner. In the past, we've done stories on families that had to pay almost $1,000 to change the name on a ticket, and on a man who was denied boarding a flight because an S was missing from his name. The Descenzas still feel they deserve a refund.
We volunteered to use our passports and were outright told we weren't needed, which is what led to this problem.
Yeah, caramba. So they're going to be, since they went public with this story, and it's now kind of national news that she had to spend $3,000 to catch up with her family, chances are Expedia will likely cough up the cash. But the takeaway here is this. When you're booking a trip, and I've said this before, and I don't have a travel agent sponsor on the show. If you can use a living, breathing travel agent, if you're going on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Europe, with your family, and there's lots of legs on the trip, and you've got lots of things going on, call a travel agent. At least give them a call and give them a chance to match whatever price you're seeing online, because when you run into situations like this, you will be glad you did that. Because if, and most likely, the cost of your trip is the same online as you would do through a travel agent, and if you're talking to a real person through a travel agency, they're going to be able to help you navigate a situation like this, unlike what happened with that couple. So anyway, I'm glad to hear that they eventually got reunited and got on with their trip. It just, that was sad when she had to wave goodbye. I can't imagine. I'd be sick. I'm sick even talking about it. Maybe it's because I need bacon. We need bacon and we need some sunshine. What do you say? Let's take a beach break, and the sun is shining. Let's get the Flow Rider going. Let's get our Friday underway. Let's do it, Sunseekers. Yeah, it's Friday.
From dusk till dawn, I'm gonna ride this beat with the sun shining bright.
Back to Hollywood, Florida. Let's get some sunshine in you. Beach break, here we go.
Sunseekers unite, let the good vibes flow. There's a party going on, it's time to let go. No matter what goes down, we'll be feeling alright. Ain't nothing gonna stop us, we'll shine so bright. We're dancing by the sea, feeling wild and free. The warmth on us skin, pure ecstasy. We're chasing dreams, we're living for the thrill. Every moment we seize, gotta love how we feel. Feeling the heat, got that rhythm in my feet. From dusk till dawn, I'm gonna ride this beat. With the sun shining bright, no clouds in the sky. It's a perfect day, gonna reach for the high. Sunseekers unite, let the good vibes flow. There's a party going on, it's time to let go. No matter what goes down, we'll be feeling alright. Ain't nothing gonna stop us, we'll shine so bright. We're dancing by the sea, feeling wild and free. The warmth on our skin, pure ecstasy. We're chasing dreams, we're living for the thrill. Every moment we seize, gotta love how we feel.
Oh, careful on your phone there. You're going to run into something there, sweetie. Yeah, he's just walking along the boardwalk there and staring down at the phone. Run into the trash can. Uh-oh. Oh, beautiful shot of Hollywood, Florida on a Friday morning. Already close to 80 degrees, getting set for the Memorial Day long weekend. Happy long weekend to our friends south of the border. Yes, it is your long weekend this weekend, and there is apparently talk of setting pre-COVID travel records this weekend. Literally like tens of millions of people hitting the highways, hitting the airports. It is going to be a crazy, crazy travel weekend. And so be safe, have fun, and enjoy the long weekend south of the border. A little closer to home, we've got some really wet conditions. And again, our rainfall warning continues for southwestern Manitoba as we take a look at our weather and roads, brought to you by westmanshuttle.com. Your first class ride from Brandon to Winnipeg is on westmanshuttle.com. Call 204-730-2333. And you can see on that radar there, that is essentially what we're sitting under, that big green blob there, top left corner of your screen, the big green blob. And that thing is going to spin around and around today, this afternoon, tonight, and even into tomorrow morning, probably around 1 or 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That should play out. And tomorrow night should be just cloudy. And we should maybe see some rain return on Sunday, but it's just the remnants of the system. Unfortunately, not much in the way of sunshine, though. That's the sad thing. We'll have more cloud and rain on Monday, but it's always sunny in the beach bunker, feeling the heat in the beach bunker, feeling the heat. And we're not going to use the S word, but I will mention that tonight's overnight low will get dangerously close to 0. And because it's going to get dangerously close to 0 with rain showers coming down, you'll understand that there could be an S word there. But we're not going to talk about that. We are just going to avoid it. We are going to stay in our fantasy lane, and we are just going to move on with it. March on. Debbie says, rightfully so, that Tyler, the green blob, good, blue blob, bad. It's so true. We do not need the blue blob. Stay away, blue blob. Stay away. Okay, here is our air temperature map this morning. Doodle-doo-doo, Ooh, and look at those winds. Holy man. You can see bottom left of your screen, the winds are just swirling and really focused on North Dakota there. It's just like spinning like a top. Wow. Cindy says, not writing up here yet, but so super saturated already, it is coming your way. It is coming your way. It is on the way. So make sure spouts are down and the furnace is still on. Furnace kicked in twice yesterday. And I didn't mind it. It was okay. You know what? Had some comfort food yesterday. And had breakfast for supper yesterday, which is always kind of, I don't know. I like breakfast for supper. You got to do that. Like, it's got to be at least a once a month thing. You know what I'm saying? Hope your Friday is off to a great start. Thank you for being here for part of the show. Start with a bit of a laugh. Wheel of Fortune guest offered quite the answer to a recent quiz. I'm not sure what I would have done in a situation like this. Pat Sajak's into his last year as host on Wheel of Fortune. And this, I don't know what they're going to do. Is it Ryan Seacrest that's going to get his job? He does such a good job. Have a look at this. From Wheel of Fortune. Quite the answer.
Let's do it. Our first toss-up is worth $1,000. Category is phrase, and off we go.
And what is it going to be? Oh, here he is.
Tavares, right in the butt.
So, Tavares, what is your answer? Right in the butt. Now, technically, let's just check the letters here, Pat. I think that right in the butt, and it could be, people's minds go to bad places. It could be, we were talking about rogue baseballs yesterday. Someone hits a baseball in the backyard and it hits you in the butt. So it could hit you right in the butt. R-I-G. Oh, no, there's not enough letters there in the first one. R-I-G-H-T. No, because there's only 4 letters. So R-I-T-E-I-N-T-H-E, but B-U-T-T. So I could see how, he would attempt that guess, but no, it was not right in the butt. I hate to spoil it.
Tavares, right in the butt. No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's...
This is the best. Yes, and Tavares gets the gold star for having the best answer. Way to go, Tavares. Right in the best answer. Fantastic way to start the Friday. Yeah. So where are people going on Memorial Day weekend? South of the border, it is Memorial Day. And like I'd mentioned earlier this morning, there are about 44 million people that are expected to travel over the next couple of days. That is second only to 2005's 44 million who hit the road, the ocean, the rails, the skies, stateside. And if you know of anybody that is headed to Vegas this weekend, not a great place to be if you like crowds. Of all the Memorial Day long weekend destinations to be at, Las Vegas came in at number 1 as the place people are going to go. And we'll have some folks from our area who will be in Vegas this weekend. Going to be packed with people. In fact, I saw somebody in my feed yesterday that Tammy is in New York. That's number 2. Tammy landed in New York last night. She was in Manhattan, and she went for pizza. And New York is number 2. So Tammy is going to be bombarded with a ton of tourists in New York that came in at number 2 for busiest place to be for Memorial Day long weekend. Los Angeles came in at 3rd, followed by San Francisco, Miami, Orlando, Honolulu, Chicago, Seattle, and San Diego. So there you go. Those are the top destinations. Top 5 were Vegas, New York, LA, San Francisco, and Miami. Orlando was also just outside the top 5. So there'll be some Sunseekers undoubtedly there as well. Be some big crowds with Memorial Day stateside. And still stateside, talking about the last day of school. Kids were so excited when they heard that stateside yesterday, North Dakota, last day of school, they don't go back until August the 26th. So the question is, should summer holidays, should we really rethink this whole thing? Come on. We're rethinking the 5-day work week. We're looking at making it a 4-day work week. We're looking at working at home more. You know, maybe we should give the kids a little more summertime off. Why is you all got to be so grumpy about that? Come on, the kids deserve more summer. Good morning, Al Greiner. Reminds me of old times. I'm not sure what reminds you of old times. So, Sasha tells me in Minneapolis the kids go till June 14th, so they've still got 3 weeks left of school, and then they go back after Labor Day. That is pretty much what happens here. Is they will be out of school 2 weeks after that, Sasha. It'll be the end of June. It's like almost right up to the long weekend they're in school. And then after the long weekend, they go back. Jody says, I'd prefer the middle of June until the middle of August when the nice weather comes around and we all want to be outside. End of August is usually cooling off, which is true. Then we could have the long weekend to help ease the transition back to school. It's kind of how it used to be. It used to be that the kids would go back to school that last week of August, and then you immediately had a long weekend, so you could just kind of get your bearings and just go, okay, all right. Dana Locks, holy cow. Good morning and a wave from Dana. Hi, Dana. Checking things out, are you? Making sure that the whole beach bunker didn't float away on you. No, we're still here, Dana Locks. Good to see you. Happy weekend. Hope you're safe and dry. I'm thinking that we should move the summer break from June the 1st to September the 1st. It's easy to remember. June 1 rolls around, kids are out of school, they go back, and if the long weekend is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, they go back after the long weekend. Why don't we do that? I think let's all just agree that it should be June 1st to September 1st. Jen says that there's no learning that happens in June anyway. I mean, it's movie time, right? Dana says, I wish I had that growing up. June 1st to September. Can you imagine a 3-month summer vacation? That'd be pretty fantastic. However, Les says it's the dumbing down of school standards. Productivity is at an all-time low. Kids aren't learning anything. Oh, my gosh. They need some time away from the cloud. They need some summertime. They need some fresh air. Carrie says kids don't do much in school now anyways. Plus, there's too many PD days. I'm seeing that a lot. Too many PD days. Tasha says, I remember home in St. John, New Brunswick. I was always done school before my birthday, June the 26th. Oh, Blessed Mama just finished watching Baby Reindeer. Oh, that's a whole... See? You see what I'm talking about? Baby Reindeer now? You see that? Yeah, did you sleep okay last night? Now you've kind of caught up, and it's like, oh, my God, that's a whole other conversation. If you have not seen Baby Reindeer on Netflix, that is a wild, wild show. Then you got to go over to YouTube and watch Pierce Morgan's interview with the stalker from that show. It's a true story. If you haven't heard of Baby Reindeer, it's the top show on Netflix so far in 2024. And it's about, well, I'm not going to tell you all the details, but it starts with a stalker of a guy who ends up playing his own character, his real-life character. It's based on a true story, and it was all done with protecting the names of the real-life characters in the show. But, of course, the internet went crazy when this thing went huge, and the internet sleuths found the stalker. And then she outed herself on Pierce Morgan and did an interview. Blessed Mama says, yes, it is insane. It is got twists and turns, and you're like, I did not see that coming. Gotta love those shows when it's like, I did not see that coming. It is, it's crazy. So I'm glad you saw it and got caught up in that. This interview with Pierce Morgan, it's good. And I love Pierce Morgan. I love those controversial talk show hosts. I like Tucker. I like Pierce Morgan. I like all those guys. And I don't apologize. And Pierce gives her a platform. Then he asks her some pretty tough questions. And it's a very entertaining interview. You're going to like it. Cindy says, we used to be out of school earlier around June 21st or 22nd. Now they go until the last week of June. It used to be, I think for me, probably mid-June. And then we would go back after September long weekend. Then they did that whole pre-long weekend thing and then had us go till the end of June. Nicole says, shorten the school year and take away the PD days. Too many PD days. Now, I don't know, by PD days, are we talking about professional development or parent-teacher day? Barb says, middle of June be great. Lindsay says, they should be done now. I'm having a terrible battle getting the kids up. It's a terrible battle, and I don't want to do lunches anymore, she says. I don't want to do lunches anymore. Peyton, who says that she's in Fargo. Minot is off. Fargo says they'll go for a couple more weeks, and they don't have a spring break in Fargo. So she says there's pros and cons to each. Somebody asked about the Christmas break, and the Christmas break in Canada is a little bit longer by 2 days. Still doesn't justify that month of June. I just think we missed June somehow. Like, they're in school in June, and June up here, the sun is the brightest, the days are the longest, and it's no wonder the kids can't sit still. I can't sit still. I love June, notwithstanding the gross kind of gray day we've got outside this morning. June is just, one of my favorite months. Just beautiful. Everything is green. The days are long. The sun is shining, and you expect the kids to learn. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Koenig Stowe, my child's brain is ready for a break now, and he has to get through June yet. However, flip side of the argument, Ethel says, you know how hard it is to find daycare for kids? Whether they be young or old, finding care for kids when there's no school is a huge challenge. That opens up a whole other can of worms regarding daycare. And I thought, okay, wait a second here. I thought Justin had it all figured out. It was $10 daycare, and my kids aren't of that age. Do we not have that set up? Is that not ready to go? Are we not swimming in daycare? We should be swimming in daycare. There should be $10 daycare, like it should be dollar store daycare for all, based on what Justin was saying. I thought that's what was happening, regardless of age. And spaces for all. Spaces for all. Do you mean to tell me that's not happening? What? I can't believe it. Saskatchewan has a winter break and a spring break. Michelle says there's no AC in the school, so June is painful. Thanks for that reminder, Michelle. Last year was really a tough slug. We had a stretch. June was our hottest month of the summer last year. In fact, as soon as the kids got out, July shit the bed. And August was not good either. It was cool and it was rainy, but June was sunny and it was hot. And as Michelle said, the kids are just sitting there sweating. And it's hard to get them to get the work done when it's not 50 degrees inside. And the teachers, too. I mean, everybody's sweating in there, right? Karen says, society can't afford for the kids to be out of school longer in the summer. Unfortunately, Karen, I believe you're right. It's saddening that it's unbelievable. This is where we're at. Who's going to look after the kids? What about the kids? Brandy says the same thing. Brandy says, imagine how hard it would be for parents to find adequate care. Many struggle with the break as it is. Sandra agrees, says my thoughts exactly. Debbie says $10 daycare does not mean more access of daycare spots for families. Well, that's not what I heard. Debbie Kynock, no. It was going to be cheap. It was going to be plentiful. There was going to be spots for all, like healthcare for all, for all, for all. Thank you, for all. And we're getting dental care for all, and eyewear for all. And I'm just sitting here going, okay, I'm in the beach bunker. We're waiting. We're waiting for free stuff, waiting for our $10 daycare. But some people are in $10 daycare. I've got some friends and people in the community I've talked to that got small kids, and they're like, oh, I just love $10 daycare. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. Problem solved. Moving on. I thought everybody had it. Aaron says, yes, the summer break should be longer. And then Amy chimes in capital letters. Absolutely not. I don't want the kids at home right now. This is too much for us. Debbie says, Tyler, really for all? Oh yeah, good day, from the great white north of the free stuff for all. Good day, So anyway, happy summer break to our friends in North Dakota. Some will go for another week or so. Minnesota goes to the middle of June, and here we'll go to the end of June. And the debate rages on whether the the summer break should be longer than it is right now. Track and field is second week of May at my kids' school. I agree about the field trips in June. There's a lot of movie watching going on in June, a lot of field trips. I mean, I'm not against movies, and I'm not against field trips. I'm just saying, like, we could tighten it up a little bit, get the kids out of there, get the teachers out of there. Clint says, why can't the government find alternative revenue sources such as solar panels on school roofs and can sell their power, could run year-round? Well, because, Clint, that makes too much sense. Oh, they're against things that make sense. And it's government. They can't get anything done. They have big ideas and big promises, but there's a gap between, here's what we can give you, and then the execution of it, kind of like the $10 daycare, as I'm understanding it. Because when the $10 daycare came out, parents rejoiced. There was a parade, and, they were toting that around, and they're like, $10 daycare, and there'll be, not only will it be cheap, but there will be spaces for everybody. And now people are reaching out to me saying, we don't got spaces. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to take the kids. That's terrible. It's got to be tough. I mean, parents have got jobs. What are you going to do with the kids? And I think, unfortunately, it's falling to grandma and grandpa and uncles and aunts, and it gets tough on everybody. Molly says, I remember going until June the 6th and then going back the last week of August. Okay. Yeah, that last week of August is pretty popular. I think that, again, getting that running start, getting the kids into the routine, and then you're just like, oh, God, we're doing this again? We're going to go back to school? Really? Oh, God, this is awful. Getting back into a routine, and then all of a sudden, bing, September long weekend. Oh, this is nice. Clint says they should develop new technologies as an experiment for the country. You might be onto something there, Clint. You might be onto something there. When the kids do get out of school, take them for a slide down the water slide at that beautiful pool at the Elkhorn Resort at Clarso Spa. You can check out the Clarso Spa while the kids are enjoying the pools, the hot tubs, all go together. It's a great family spot, great vacation spot, of course, at beautiful Clear Lake Riding Mountain National Park, the Elkhorn Resort Clarso Nordic Spa. The Clarso Nordic Spa is the new addition to the property, and that's where you can go and soak. And it doesn't matter if you got a gray, rainy, cold day like today. The spa is amazing. The water is 100. It's so warm in there. It is like, it's a hot tub. Let's face it. These giant spas, they're outdoors. It's like 4 of them. They've got a cool tub too, so you can do the whole routine in the Nordic Spa. It is gorgeous. And they've got a beer tasting event coming up that I want to let you know about. They did wine tasting for a while. They were super successful, and now the beer tasting will be happening at the Elkhorn. And all you have to do is call them to reserve your spot. There's going to be 6 different beers that you'll be tasting at the beer tasting, and then you'll get one of your choice. And they'll pair it with some snacks too. And you get to save some cash if you book as part of the early bird. The event itself is happening May the 28th. Call 848-8739. That's 848-8739. 6 p.m. Tuesday, May the 28th, upstairs where we did the show last Friday at the Elkhorn Resort Clarso Nordic Spa. Sunrise Credit Union, getting your mortgage redone does not have to be stressful. It does not have to be painful. In fact, when you're dealing with your local co-op bank, which is Sunrise Credit Union with 19 locations across southern Manitoba, these are your friends, your neighbors, and again, as we have said before with co-ops, when you're dealing with a co-op, those profits are reinvested in the community, like Westman Volt Hockey. Maybe you saw Sunrise Credit Union has recently presented Westman Volt Hockey with a generous donation for the Westman Volt Hockey program. They're in Toronto this weekend. Check this out. Look at the smiles on their face. Good luck, Westman Volt Hockey. Great program locally, making hockey an attainable sport for all. And good luck in Toronto. Follow these guys, so hopefully we've got some good news for you next week. And thank you, Sunrise Credit Union, again, taking those profits, reinvesting them in the community. And Sunrise Credit Union, again, an awesome place to not only open a bank account for the kids, but if you need some financial assistance or if you're redoing your mortgage, give Sunrise Credit Union a call with 19 locations across southwestern Manitoba. And Co-ops of Western Manitoba, you're at home here with your local Co-ops of Westman. I think I've got some buffalo or bison burgers for a Tasted Tuesday coming up next week with some additional stuff coming. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to be checking that out on Tuesday. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue enjoying those amazing barbecue rubs that they have just introduced. Their Co-op Gold rubs come in 3 flavors, including coffee, which I'm getting a lot of questions on. Does it really taste that good? It is good. It's probably the most unique flavor we have ever had on this show in 3 seasons. A barbecue rub that is coffee flavored. It's from Co-op Gold, and you can get these for free if you take your propane tank, get it filled up at your local Co-op Petro station for a limited time. Some restrictions apply. See your local Co-op for details. Heritage, Pembina, Twin Valley, Valley View, Boundary, Neepawa, Gladstone Co-op. Can't forget about Gladstone. And Hamiota Co-op, too. You're at home here with Co-ops of Westman. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. Don't get overtaken by the wind, says Debbie. Umbrella, hang on tight. Yeah, those winds are picking up, aren't they? She is soggy. We need more beach time. We're going to have that coming up. Hey, thanks for being here, guys. Another great week on the show. Thank you for being a part of it. We will have a podcast version of the show. That's a shortened version. Something you can take along with you. Play in the car, play in the minivan, play wherever you want to play it. Again, that's at tylerglenshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for all the downloads. It's just been a fantastic year and a fantastic bunch of months. So thank you so much for the support. And again, we're almost at 500 followers on Twitch, and I think we got like 5 or 6 more to go there. So if you're on Facebook like you, Debbie, I'm looking at you, Debbie. I'm looking at you, Debbie. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Debbie. It's time to come over. Put me over the top, Deb. Come on. 500. And just about a 10K on the old Facebook there, too. So thank you again for your support, your follows. I do appreciate it. It's always a lot of fun to talk with you each morning from 7 till 9 Central. But we do have to say goodbye to our friends who aren't on Twitch, and we got to boot you out, and we're moving the party over to Twitch. Now, you can watch through the website at tylerglenshow.com, and as Tasha has said, the keyboard is worth it. The keyboard has come home from Clear Lake, and that is coming up. You can't miss the Friday song. So thank you so much, TikTokers. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. It has been a great week, and you know what? Stay dry, you guys. We'll see you again next week for more Food, Fun Places, and Mayhem of Life. In the meantime, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at 7, okay? Take care, TikTokers. And off they go. Kyle, thank you. Tyler is cool. That's obviously another Tyler. Someone's got the username Tyler is cool. Thank you. Everything is about me. Jeez, I'm so terrible. Vanilla, thank you. And Cindy, thank you. Morgan, Have a good weekend, guys. We got to go. Okay, and now on Facebook and X and the other platforms. See you later, X. Thank you so much for a great week. Stay dry, guys. And YouTube, catch you later.